What's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with the review for Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 1, Episode 8. I'm sorry, you guys. I am so distracted. I have been for the last few videos. I'm sorry about that. I am just so mentally drained and stressed with the work that's being done here. I just can't get into it. It's just a whole lot. So I'm gonna get through these videos. I'm gonna get them out to you guys. I'm trying to get stuff done, but I'm sorry that everything's been running kind of behind. It's just been a zoo here. Anyway, you guys, the review. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, so the show opens with Jukebox. Juke is heartbroken. We know that Nicole has gone on up yonder, and the funeral is today. She tries to go to the funeral, but you know, of course, they're not gonna let her in there. Now, the picture of Nicole is in the in the foyer or in the vestibule, I should say. And, that makes her even sadder. And then, of course, when she gets in there, as soon as the parents, find out that she's there, well, it's really the mother. As soon as the mother sees her, she's like, you gotta go. Jukebox says that's fine, she's leaving, but Kanan lets everybody know that, they both loved each other a whole lot, but that doesn't do any good. Anyway, he goes and runs after Juke. He tries to talk to her, but she doesn't want to be bothered. So later on, we see that Juke goes by Nicole's house, and she is just kind of staking out the place. I was like, Juke, you ain't thinking about doing what I think you're thinking about doing, are you? Well, yes, finally she's there. The parents do leave, and she breaks into the house, okay? Breaks in the house and goes into Nicole's room, and she finds the videotape of them singing at the mall. And, of course, that just makes her break down crying. I was like, girl, I'm going to need you to take the tape with you. You are in these people's house, okay? I know she just wanted to be close to her girlfriend, so I felt bad for her. Now, as the day goes on, she's just there. And of course, the parents finally come home. The father comes in the room and finds Juke first, and he's trying to be real low key with it. Like, you shouldn't be here. You have to go. He's trying to be quiet, not let the wife hear it, because I'm sure that they saw that she broke the window to get in there. So he's just trying to give her the signal. But of course, the mother comes in there to tell him that the police are there. And then she was just like, you have to go. It's your fault. You're ghetto. Take this with you. She throws the pipe and says, you killed my daughter. Okay, you're the reason why she died. You're ghetto drugs. You take, So she's going off on Juke, throws everything at her. The police come in. Juke doesn't do any fighting back. She doesn't even really care at this moment, but she does now know that Nicole died from a drug overdose. They lied and said that she had some sort of congenital disease, but actually it was the drug overdose, and now Juke knows. So the police arrest her, and we see her in the back of the car, still not caring. The police get a call on the radio that they have another call, and to let her go. I couldn't even really hear exactly what was being said there, so I might be wrong on that. But whatever that was said on that walkie-talkie on the radio, he lets Juke go. He says, it looks like today is your lucky day. You must know some people in high places. Okay, so I guess you owe me one. So Juke is let off the hook. Who would be calling in a favor to let Juke go? How would they even know? What y'all think about that? What did I miss? I definitely could have missed something. Now let's jump over to the wife. I don't even remember what her name is, but the one that's been getting the hell beat out of her by her husband. Well, she done got some courage. I don't know where it came from. I guess from her seeing Rock and seeing the strength that Rock has. She was just like, damn it, we can do this. Remember, Rock said she would help her. So the wife decides today is his day. All right. So he I guess he's waiting for his wife to serve him, and she goes in there and she accidentally on purpose, spills the drink all over him. And of course that pisses him off. Okay, so we get into a fight. All right, of course he hits her, he knocks her down to the ground. She gets up, she's running and he is chasing her outside. So she runs to the tool, like it looks like a garage / tool shed outside. He grabs a knife and he goes into the shed, and when he gets in there, Rock is in there with the gun pointed at him like this. I was just like, oh. And we don't even get no words out, baby. Rock just goes on and blows him away. And then when she does, you know, she tells the wife to make, you know, tell the cops this. I think she told her to tell them it was a robbery, whatever it is. She gives her a story, you know, to make sure that it was covered up. And yeah, we done did you a favor. That wife is sort of like, she don't know what to do. She kind of want to smile, you know, kind of like, oh, is that wrong? But she's just like, that motherfucker is dead. Okay, he dead. And then, of course, afterwards, you know, people are coming over to console the grieving wife. All right, and Rock is watching from her Range Rover as she walks one of the ladies out to her car. She's getting in the car and she looks over at Rock and just kind of smiles, like nods a little bit. Not really a smile, but just a little, very small little something, and kind of nods her head at Rock. And Rock was like, okay, go on and call that cousin. All right, you guys, Detective Omar. That's what I've decided I was going to call him from here on out. His name is Marvin, not Marvin. Marlon? Marcus. I ain't gonna remember that. It's too many M's, you guys. It's too many M's. Anyway, Detective Omar and his partner, they find out that these bodies have been turning up all over town. And all of the people that have been dying, they've been found with this blue capsule, this pill, you know, or this blue rock or whatever it is that they have been smoking. Okay, so there's some dirty drugs out there on the street. Of course, the partner, she's gung-ho. She wants to go handle it. And Detective Omar is just like, listen, it's bad shit out there. It's good shit out there. You know, obviously it's some rookie out there that's just trying their hand at it. You know, this ain't really no big deal. Okay, as far as he's concerned, he wants the big fish, Rock and Unique. And he knows that this is not them. They wouldn't do nothing like this. Is a rookie mistake. Like they're not trying to bring that kind of heat on them. You know, the police, everybody got to work in place. Okay, they know exactly where they're supposed to be, and that's what they do. But of course, you know, the partner was just like, I don't want to get in trouble with the captain, and you know, how we just gonna leave these drugs out there, and you know, yada yada yada. So he was just like, all right, cool your jets. We'll go on out there. We'll rattle a few cages, and we'll see what turns up. So they go out on the streets and they, you know, go talk to a junkie, trying to get some information out of him. Okay. And of course, at first he don't really want to give him no information. But you know, there's always a price. So once they give him the money, all right, then he tells them that it was some dude from Queensbridge. And he also tells them the name of the person. I missed the name too, you guys. I apologize. But that part is not important, okay? It's somebody from Queensbridge, and Detective Omar know exactly where he at, okay? So next thing we see, Detective Omar and his partner, they pull up at the strip club, okay? Go inside, and we see old boy, the one that was working with Kanan. Yeah, he is in there at the bar, and they go and arrest him. Okay. And when Detective Omar tells him that it's going to be a murder charge, you know, 6 bodies. Well, of course, he ain't trying to go down for that. So he was just like, yeah, it wasn't me. He was like, it was Kanan. Okay. That's the nigga that came and made, you know, did the drugs and did all that and hired us on and all that. And of course, when he says Kanan, now Detective Omar is like, not my baby. Not my baby. Yes, your baby. Okay, so that gives him a little pause, right? And he was like, yeah, Kanan is only 15 years old. And he was just like, do you know who his mother is? Okay, doing a whole lot of talking. Especially with the partner right there with her big old ear listening. Detective Omar was like, okay, let him go. All right. And she was just like, you letting him go? And he was just like, look, let me go and, you know, go out here and have a few conversations with some people and see what's going on. And he gonna do that without her. And she was like, I'm getting sick of you know, you going and taking care of shit when I'm not around. Okay, well, girl, that's the name of the game. But that didn't gave Detective Omar the bubble guts. Now we see Rock and Lou and Marvin, okay? They're actually having a conversation about how they're not really making no money out there on these streets. On top of that, they found out that there's these blue caps that's on the street. People been dying from it. It's been a big issue. Lou said it could be Unique, but Rock was like, no, Unique is not going to do that. He don't want that kind of heat. He don't need that kind of trouble. She looked over at Marvin and she was just like, have you heard anything about it? And he was just like, yeah, I heard it's some dudes, some niggas from up in Boogie Down, you know, around here just kind of doing some things. And Lou was like, you heard that where? And he was like, I heard it on the streets. Like, unlike you know, I still keep my ear to the streets and whatever. Okay, Rock breaks up the fight. Just find out who it is and then go tell them to take that shit elsewhere. Okay, if they give you some lip or some problem, then you make sure they got a bigger problem. So then he leaves. So then she was just like, okay, just her and Lou there. She was like, okay, now tell me exactly what happened with Unique again. And he was like, I told you everything that happened already, you know, but she still want to know exactly what's up, because she was like, why would he just approach you like that? He must think that he, you know, has some sort of, you know, maybe he has some sort of in with you. And he was just like, listen, Unique don't know shit about me. It's obvious he don't know nothing about me, because even if he put me in the ground, I'm still flying the same flag, because I will never flip for nobody. And you know this. And she was just looking at him like, that's my boy right there. I knew that's what you was going to say. I just wanted to check. I was just like, girl, don't be too sure. Lou got some other pots in the fire. When Marvin left from there, he actually goes and has a meeting with Kanan, and he was just like, listen, them damn blue capsules, we can't be, them blue caps or whatever they're called, we can't be tied to that, can we? And he was like, no, because I got these niggas from Queensbridge and they don't know where it came from and yada, yada, yada. You know, and Marvin was just like, because your mom found out about him, okay, and knows about the people dying. So we need to make sure that it ain't tied to us, okay? And Kanan was just like, why is it that she knows everything? Because your mama always know everything. When you gonna learn that? They gotta take care of this. Marvin was like, listen, your mama ain't gonna kill you, but your mama ain't gonna have no problem getting me killed, okay? And your Uncle Lou would be so happy to pull the trigger. So this is a problem. Now, speaking of Lou, honey, Lou is taking care of business, okay? Like I said, another pot in the fire. He done went and got him a lawyer, and him and his lawyer went and told Crown Camacho, is that his name? That we are partners. You know, of course, he ain't trying to do that, you know, and Lou was like, I didn't invest all this money. Yeah, we partners. And he was like, you was going to get your money back. You know, I got 2 songs coming out, and, you know, and so, no, Lou was like, no, we gonna be partners on this one. And he was like, well, we need to negotiate the contract. And then he was like, no, first of all, if you wanted to negotiate something, you would have to have leverage. Now, see, you ain't got shit. All right. So since you ain't got shit and I didn't put all this money into this, then like I said, we as business partners. And Crown, I would tread lightly if I was you. Okay. So, yeah. They in business together. Now, Rock is driving down the street in her range, and she gets pulled over by Detective Omar. You know, he gets on the loudspeaker, pull over. So she pulls over looking at him like, I ain't got shit. You know, I ain't got time to be fooling with you today. And he was just like, follow me. And she was just like, yeah, I'm not doing that. And he was like, listen, if you don't follow me, I'm going to go and arrest Kanan, okay, for murder. I got 6 bodies and I got evidence and everything. Oh. I was just like, that Rock was looking like, this nigga Kanan, he gonna run her nerves, her pressure so bad, y'all. He just gonna run it. So she follows Detective Omar to a park. They walking through the park where they can't be overheard, and he is telling her, like, yes, it's these blue caps out there, you know, it's bad drugs. These niggas from Queensbridge said that Kanan was wrapped up in it. They identified him. Got all these people dying. Like, this is not what you want. Okay, I'm gonna try to take care of it on my end, but that Queensbridge, they gonna be a problem. I want to look out for Kanan and all of that. She said, oh, you trying to be daddy cop? And he, you know, he's again, Rock, I need to know him. He's my son. He needs to know that I'm his father. We need to have a relationship. We find out in the conversation, actually, one of you guys had mentioned it in my comments, that last week, that Rock was too young to really be with Detective Omar. So we find out actually in this conversation that, yes, she was young when she was sleeping with him. He was actually an undercover cop. And she ended up getting pregnant, 16 years old. He was 20 in his 20s. That's how Kanan came about. But she was with DEFCON. We also found out that he was actually gay and that she was his beard. He was able to keep up appearances. Nobody in the neighborhood knew. And then when she got pregnant, it was even better. Okay. And, you know, because he even pointed out, like, well, DEFCON was having sex with you too. And what was the problem? She was like, yeah, I wasn't really, because he was gay. So, yeah. She still got disgust for him, and he was like, listen, if you don't let me talk to Kanan, then I'm going to put the word out on the street that, you know, he's not DEFCON's son and that you was sleeping with a cop. And she was like, if you do that, you're going to get Kanan killed. He said, oh, no, I'm going to make sure that Kanan is fine. Okay, you on the other hand gonna have some problems. So I was like, oh, Rock, there, this ain't good, girl. It don't look like you got the upper hand on this one. Okay, when Detective Omar walk off, she get on the phone and she make a call, talk about pick up that dry cleaning in Harlem, in her code talk. I'm not sure who she was calling at the time, but yeah, she was talking to somebody. But I know her stomach was real upset. Child, don't nobody need this kind of damn words. That Kanan ain't did nothing but cause her problem after problem. And that's exactly what she says when she rushes home. She calls him by his full name. Kanan, get your ass down here now. Okay? But he had to know it was coming. So he come out there looking all sorry, and she's like, I thought I raised you different. She said, I have told your ass over and over and over again. And you just don't hear me. Either you don't hear me or you don't give a fuck. Which is it? Kanan says, Mom, I'm just trying to show you that I'm ready, that I can do this. She was like, oh, so you ready, but you out here killing every fucking body. He was like, no, Mom, I'm telling you, I'm the one that set up the thing at the gas station. We was doing good. We this, we that. She said, oh, we would be you and your fucking Uncle Marvin. That's the one that you done hitched your wagon to. Do you know the reason why he don't get to do nothing no more? Because he was so deep one time that his ass got on drugs. He was on drugs and he was even offering the police all this other shit. We could not trust him to do anything. That is why we don't give him no damn project. That's why he don't do shit. And that's the one that you done got in business with. And now we got all these fucking people dead all over the place. And Kanan gonna fix his mouth to say, don't blame Uncle Marvin. Okay, and you can't even really blame me because that's the way that you raised me. You the one that made me. And she was like, motherfucker. And she must have slapped his ass and he fell down to the ground. You want to talk about blame? I'm cleaning all up everything behind you every fucking day. This shit, D-Wiz, $120, is bodies everywhere because of your stupid shit. And he looking like D-Wiz. And she was like, yeah, D-Wiz. Yes, I killed D-Wiz, okay? Because $120 people was coming after you, and so was Unique. And I couldn't let them kill your stupid ass, so somebody had to go. So I had to kill D-Wiz. And of course, Kanan got this look on his face like he can't believe his mom did. I think this is the turning point in their relationship. She was just like, I keep telling you, this is what the streets require. So I killed him. Who's to blame here, me or you? And Kanan is just looking and he just gets up and walks out. I was like, talk about life hitting you in the face. That shit come at you quick, don't it? So Rock, as soon as she finished saying it, she looked like she might regret it a little bit, but she was just like, the nigga needed to know. Then after she finished with Kanan, you already know what's next. Okay, so she goes to Marvin. And actually this conversation kind of broke my heart, you guys, but you gotta do what you gotta do. He at the apartment building, overseeing the construction, and she tell the people to take a little break or whatever. It's just her and Marvin in there. Then she pick up a 2x4. She hit his ass with it. He's all trying to explain to her that the reason why he did that is because Rock been shutting him out and ain't been giving him nothing to do. Got him over here doing this fucking construction when he could really be out there on them streets and selling them drugs. And she was just like, no. What you did was some stupid ass dumb shit. And you done got my son wrapped up in this bullshit with you. He was just like, listen, Kanan is smart. He can work. He can do this. She was just like, no, my son cannot do this. You got him wrapped up in it. His body's on him now. Okay, and now I just can't trust you. So I don't want to see you ever again. Whatever you got that's tied up with my business, you go and drop that shit off to Lou, and then you get the fuck on. Okay, and I was just like, oh, man. Are you cutting all the ties with your brother, Rock? I guess your son is facing 6 murder charges. Yeah, I guess this is what we have to do. But Marvin was just like, Rock, okay, trying to plead with her. He's trying to stay on, and she was just like, no, because he's a problem now. He's a liability. She cannot keep him on anymore. I was like, he don't give no severance pay, a separation, bonus or anything. None of that. Get your shit and get on. I said, poor Marvin. He about to really be a problem for Rock too. And sometimes it's best to keep your problems close. He gonna turn into an enemy. And, your enemies need to stay close too. I was like, Rock, I hope this was the best thing. I guess she was in a rock and a hard place. So it's bad. But you know what? She can't worry about that right now. She got to go see cousin Joaquin. She's there with him. He's having his dinner and she's having a drink. She's telling him that she's ready to do this. She needs to have access to, Tijuana. She needs that access. She says she got the war on lock. Okay, as long as you open up that pipeline, you know it's gonna be damn Desert Storm up in this bitch. And Joaquin, real slickly was like, okay, so what does Detective Omar think about all of this? All right, that's right. We've been following you, girl. Okay, just trying to make sure that you was on the up and up. And, we saw y'all had a conversation in the park the other day and everything. So, yeah, I ain't really too sure what you trying to do here. She had to recover real quick and say, what, drug dealer don't have a dirty cop on the payroll. That ain't nothing that we need to worry about. Then she goes and tells him how she was the one who killed his cousin's husband. She was like, she didn't tell you that, huh? She was like, yeah. Why would I be out here killing, husbands for people, if I was trying to, I'm on the up and up. I'm trying to tell you that I'm in this. Joaquin was just like, okay, well, you know what? Let us do a little research, try to figure out what's going on with Detective Omar, if he's what you say he is. All right, because we just don't know right now. Rock told him that she ready to change the game, and cousin Joaquin said, yeah, I don't know what ready to change the game is either. Y'all niggas with all these sayings and shit. So he said that let him check out what's going on with Detective Omar, and then they gonna have a conversation about exactly what changing the game means. She was like, okay, so after you do all of that, then we gonna be good. And he was like, if it all checks out, we gonna be good. She was like, well, then it's all gonna check out, we gonna be good. All right, so Rock is feeling hopeful about, cousin Joaquin. At the same time, we see that Kanan, after he had then got told that, she was the one who killed D. Wiz, he rushes off to Davina's house, wants to be consoled by his girl, and instead he sees CPS there. They done took Davina and her little sister because the mom died, and the mom been dead for some months. I was like, where the mama been? I hope she ain't been up in that house, child. But anyway, she been dead for a couple of months. Davina and the sister just been surviving there on their own, so they took her. I said, poor Kanan, his first love is already gone. Now, let's jump over to Unique. We see Unique, he get home, he pulls his car into the parking lot. He looks like, it's a bellman and it's a doorman and all of this. So he goes inside the building. He gives his key to the valet and says, it's parked out front. And then when he goes inside the elevator and is gone, we see Lou come in. Hey, I left something in my boy's car. Can I get the key real quick? And the guy was just sort of like, no. All right, then Lou, kind of flashes his gun and also gives him some money, like, yeah, can I get that key? And, well, old boy don't want no trouble. How hard can it be? You just getting something out the car, like, here, go on. So Lou goes and takes the key, goes in the car, and looks like he grabs one of Unique's jackets. Okay, we don't know what that's for just yet. Now, after that, we see Unique having a talk with his boys, okay? And he's telling them that this is going to be a motherfucking message. Make sure that it is a problem. Okay, and make sure they know what's what. When he's handing like this, it looks like a Molotov cocktail or some sort of bomb or something that he's handing to his boys. I was like, oh, what is this about to be? Before we see that, though, we see Lou at home. Okay, him and his girl just finished sexing. I was like, oh, we don't get a sex scene? Oh, girl, Jessica, she's proud of him. He's in the industry. But, of course, now she's just like, we got to make sure we take care of our brother, my brother, and make sure he's doing this, that, and the other. And he was just like, damn, like, we just finished busting a nut. Like, you want to be sitting up here talking about business? Can we just relax, enjoy the afterglow? Okay. Of course, she gets irritated with that because she wants to talk business. I mean, she ain't just doing this for fun. Okay. She got a damn motive. She got an ulterior motive in mind as well. So they get into a quick argument. He tell her to settle down, and she said, that's the difference between me and your sorry ass. I don't settle. And she rushes out. Lou, go on and get you somebody else. The sex scene that we didn't want is the one between Marvin and the white chick, Tony, at the club. Okay? He's still over there having sex with her. She just bent over the damn desk. And then when they finished, he asked her for money. She was like, so this is what you do. You come over, you fuck me on the desk, and then you want some money. Like, this is how you doing? And Marvin is pretty much like, yeah, that's how I'm doing. She was just like, why do I even owe you money? Okay, and then the camera pans underneath the desk, and we see that there's a camera going or recording. And she was like, what do I owe you money for? You know, at least Marvin has sense enough not to say it out loud. Like, we already know that you owe me money and you should already know it. So he's not really saying. Okay. So he gets dressed and he's walking out and she was just like, just tell me, I'll give you the money, but tell me what I owe you money for. She keep on asking the same question and he just walks out. All right. So when she walks, chases after him and he leaves the club, then there's these two guys, turns out they're undercover cop. And she go over there and she's like, I'm telling you, he's selling drugs. You know, she's trying to explain to them like he is the one and, you know, his sister and all of this. Well, she's telling them that. And we got our boy Symphony, you know, he on the side, he do a bartending job and he's listening to all of this like, oh shit. She about to tell on the whole operation. They remind her, like, either you gonna let him be the one that go down or we gonna take your ass down because we can take you in for so many charges, you know, all these drugs and all of this stuff. So old girl is desperate, but Symphony is overheard. So maybe there's some, maybe there's some help on the way. Now, Kanan, heartbroken. Jukebox, heartbroken, talking out on the stoop or on, you know, on the front porch. And she's crying and she's telling him how she doesn't even really blame him for what happened with Nicole. Okay, it's just these old fucking streets. Okay, the shit is just never good. And, you know, Kanan said that he didn't know what to say. And she was just like, you don't have to say anything. Okay, it's just what it is. It's what it is. Then it jumps over to Lou. And Lou is home. Okay, it's a nice quiet evening. The phone rings, he doesn't answer it, he lets it go to voicemail, and it is Rock, interrupting him listening to the Isley Brothers between the sheets, okay? It's all lights turned down and quiet and everything. He's just trying to enjoy himself. And then here come Rock talking about batter up nigga. And, you know, when she hangs up, he was just like, yeah, Rock, I'm off tonight. All right, so he is in the house and he is listening to his music and he's just chilling on the couch and, you know, he's thinking about all the opportunities that he's about to have being a business owner. And then we see Unique's boys. Remember, Unique said, make that shit count. Okay, make sure that they, you know, he knows this, he feels this. Okay, well, Unique's boys come up there and like I said, it's a Molotov cocktail. They throw it through the window. Catches the wall on fire. Okay, Lou jumps up, and then of course they just start spraying the place, spraying. So he drops down on the floor. I am not sure if he got hit. I don't believe he got hit, but he is trying to get his gun. He gets his gun, and he just, you know, he ain't prepared for this, so it's just like pat, 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 like in Eddie Murphy's movie, you know, pat, 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 while they just spraying the fuck out of his place. Just so happens that Marvin is driving down the street, all right, and he sees them. You know, he looking like, oh, yeah, motherfucker, I got you. So he take off speeding down the street in his Mercedes. He's about to ram them. And then they shoot at him and shoot so much at the car that, you know, he loses control. He runs into a parked car. At first, I thought Marvin was shot, but he wasn't. They jump in their car and they leave. So, you know, he's rushing and then he rushes over and he sees Lou's house on fire and he was just like, fuck, you know, so he rushes to the door and he busts the door open and he's like, Lou, where are you? Lou, where are you? You know, it's just flames everywhere. And I believe Lou has been overcome by the smoke. And he's passed out on the ground. So Marvin actually picks him up and takes him out and was just like, stay with me, brother, please don't die, you know, stay with me. And he's like, I need some help. He's yelling to everybody. I was like, I know somebody on that fucking street better had been called the police, all them fucking bullets we just heard. And Lou was on that ground. I said, oh my God, Lou can't be dead. Lou can't be dead, you guys. He not dead. I know he not. But child, just seeing him on that ground, and I was just like, blow some breath in his mouth. Child, I was so heartbroken for Lou. Not my Lou, baby. Not my Lou. All right, you guys. That is it. Let me get off of here. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.